Huh?
You don't need this.
Sorry?
Have you been doing this too?
What? Bending over?
Bending
Only for 7 months whilst making this film.
Yeah. Oh, she's at speed. Okay.
Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy are two of the most exciting and sought-after young actors in film today. Between them, their work at the cutting edge of contemporary British cinema has garnered rave reviews, as well as nominations at both the BAFTAs and the...
Michael, thank you for joining me here today.
Pleasure.
Something's telling me that I want to ask you about the first time I saw you on screen. How did I feel about the first time I saw you on screen? First time I saw you on screen was in Band of Brothers, and in which I actually thought you were American. I don't know why. There was a lot of Americans and a lot of Brits pretending to be Americans, but I thought you were one of the bona fide Yanks. And then I was very surprised to find you on the street in a Vespa, and I thought, why has this guy got an Irish accent?
Why is he tapping me on the shoulder first?
No, there's a guy in a helmet. No, I'm being stopped.
Some crazed fan coming after you in a Vespa. Wait, we know each other.
Yeah, man, you ride a Vespa too, so do I. It's all cool.
Yeah, I know. First time I met James was on Band of Brothers. He was in a ditch. And I remember seeing this sort of cheeky, sort of Scottish chappy. And I was like, I like this guy's style. I just thought, you know, there was an element of mischief there and self-confidence.
Nice one.
And I thought I was very impressed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I just sort of, you know, I'd introduced jazz hands to a whole new level. It's like jazz hands influenced by constipation. And that was kind of really my sort of main influence for the physicality of Eric Menzer.
I had 3 options: to have no gesture, to
left hand,
one hand,
right hand.
That's 4 options: left hand, right hand, both hands, palms, fingers, 1 finger, 2 fingers, thumbs. I fingered myself with 1 hand at the end. I fingered my own brain. I think Charles and Eric look like they're having a ball.
They look like 2 dirty old men.
They really do.
We'll show you ours if you show us yours.
Baby, that is not the way it works around here.
We thought they looked like the 2 old men in
the Muppets.
No, in Coming to America and also in Trading Places. I can't remember their names.
Oh.
I can't remember. Anyway,
Mortimer and
Randolph and Mortimer. We kind of felt a little bit like those 2 guys, and there was one moment in that scene where we go into the world of cross-dressing, which ultimately got cut out of the... You loved it.
I found a whole new side of my personality.
How comfortable you were in
That's just
doing
because you found me attractive, James.
I've asked you not to reveal that about me on camera.
I'm going to have to remain neutral now.
You said you cried watching Twilight after 30 seconds.
Damn it, James!
And he has to be really tested.
He's got to lose the hair at some point, too.
He's got to lose the hair at some point. And we need to come up with some cool...
I have an idea for
way.
that. I think Magneto sneaks in, helmet and all included, one night when you're sleeping and just sort of shaves off your head and your eyebrows and then, like, leaves a little M mark.
Maybe like a magic marker, a Sharpie, and draws on a moustache.
You know, I got from you know, Magneto a very sort of old-school Bond vibe, especially in the beginning when he's doing the Nazi hunting. I mean, wondering, were you guys influenced at all with that, or is this something that people have just been maybe noticing now that the film has come out?
Well, I just saw it as an opportunity really to do a really elaborate James Bond audition. And you know, I just, you know, really kind of exploited that fact, really. And yeah, you know, it's, you know, one always has to worry about the next job, you see, that's the problem. So, no, in all seriousness, Matthew did say to me, you know, that this sort of, you know, the fact that it was set in the 60s and this character Eric, that he had envisioned him as a James Bond from the past, perhaps the, you know, Sean Connery type sort of mold. And I was like, that's interesting, but it didn't really affect my portrayal. I mean, I just really concentrated on what was in the comic books. The biography available in the comic books, it was so dense that I was spoiled for choice really to go away and really just create this sort of Machiavellian character.
Mm-hmm. And hey, if 007 comes calling after the fact, you won't complain.
Yeah, successful audition.
A $200 million audition, that's great.
Of mine, but Matthew had mentioned it in the early meetings that's how he envisioned a lot of it. But, you know, I mean, no, I didn't sort of, you know, think I was Sean Connery. No, you know, I just sort of, I just.
Well, it wasn't so much a practical joke, but I nearly killed McAvoy+Fassbender one day, so in a golf cart. But the rest of that story shall remain with me.
That was just because you're a bad driver, or what?
Yeah, the line between bad and exceptionally talented is very fine.
We tried to steal the caddy cars as often as possible, get our hands on any vehicle around the set. The fondest memory that I do have is and the funniest memory is when James McAvoy actually wrote one of them off and gave me a scar, I think probably for life. There, that's the results of being thrown over the back end of a caddy car into the front seat because James crashed into the back of a Lexus.
You know, extreme talent could be called a mutation in some, you know, if we want to stretch our
label me, man. Don't label me.
No, but I mean,
the human race, as it stands, it seems to be predominantly destructive. We seem to sort of, strangle the life out of everything that sort of we discover. So that's unfortunate, and hopefully there will be a shift in consciousness, and we'll have to start, loving each other more.
After all this serious talk, who teased who the most on this movie?
It's played fairly squarely.
I think
fairly squarely. Fairly squarely, right now.
Fairly squirrely. Yes, I think we sort of teased each other throughout. You did fart on me more times than I farted on you. I remember that.
That's my mutant gift.
Yeah, that was your mutant gift.
Magneto and Professor X, I think they start out, for a long part of this story, they are friends, right?
Yeah.
But as any fan of X-Men knows, that doesn't end that way. What's their major issue with each other?
What's your problem?
What's your problem with them, man? I don't like the cut of your jib.
Yeah, no, it's just not on. I think basically they've just sort of got different views about mutants and humanity. Charles wants to integrate, and Eric wants to wipe them out.
Basically, cut and dry. That's it.
Pretty much. The only thing that matches the strength of their bond is the strength of their belief in separate ideals, and ultimately one of them pays the price, both emotionally but also physically as well.
Nobody wants to be invisible here?
I don't.
Not really, no.
Molten lava from your wrist?
I'd like to have a tail. I'd like a tail.
You'd like a tail?
I'd like a tail.
Why would you want a tail?
I don't know, I think they look nice.
That's the next segment.
I could hold a lemonade while I'm on the computer.
It's not actually a power.
Good for balance,
It's more of an appendage rather than a power.
I know, man. That's how it all starts, you see, man. It starts with these sort of comments, and then mutants start feeling...
mutants, man. Yeah, I don't mean to be.
No, I know you don't mean to be.
That's why Magneto wants to kill you people.
No one would want the Spider-Man webs to come out of it, if you could go to
No, it'd get messy. Get messy, and then how do you explain that to your mother in the morning? You just want to wash the sheets yourself?
This is a teen show, right?
Settle, petal.
I don't know, the power to make somebody feel comfortable.
Yes!
And now as a blonde, are you having more fun?
I don't know. I don't think so, really. I don't enjoy it as you see. I'm kind of I'm a ginger.
You're a ginger, man.
And there's not much more fun you can get as a ginger, and I think that's why there's a lot of resentment towards the ginger community.
Gingers have more fun.
Yeah, well, they're Vikings essentially, aren't they?
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Now, finally, both of you guys are...
Who would you have picked to be if you didn't have to be these two guys that have to shoulder the burden of everything that goes on?
Any mutant in the film?
I guess to get the full experience, I'd have to be a woman, wouldn't I? I reckon I'd go for Angel then, because she flies around and pukes on people.
But what if you were a mutant?
Amusing.
What if you were a mutant and your power was that you could change your sex? You'd be like hermaphrodito or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
But you can choose. You wouldn't be both at the same time. You could be a man and then you can change your sex. So you'd be Michael, then you'd be Michaela.
Tranetto.
And Colin, First Class, is just absolutely resonates with James Bond of the 60s.
Yes, that's right.
And you've got the hat on today?
Look, this is the most expensive audition for James Bond that I think you're ever going to see.
It really is, but, Daniel Craig has that.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to rip it out.
Coming after him.
All this talk about you and the James Bond, isn't that going to make him really, really angry?
I hope so, because it's when he gets angry that he's going to let his guard down. You've got to bring emotion into it, and that's a big mistake.
But I always end the show the same way with every guest. I don't care whether it's Meryl Streep or Clint Eastwood. I ask everybody.
I'm not Meryl Streep. You're not Clint Eastwood.
Well, he told me he was. Be surprised. And that you were much more Meryl. But I don't.
I'm very Meryl.
Yeah, I don't know. But I always ask someone to do a snippet, a little bit of a song that means something to them. It could be that Magneto and Professor X unite and do something that's just...
I've got one. I've got one. It's perfect.
I can do the impersonation of him when I asked him to sing the last time when he was here for Wanted. You said, "Oh, no, you're dancing monkey, pal."
Oh, you're dancing monkey?
Yeah. And then I said to you, I didn't ask you to dance. I want you to sing. You know? So now I'm back. Now I heard you.
I got one.
Oh, good.
Is this for Eric and Charles?
I thought we could both do it together.
But you always sing songs I don't know.
No, you'll know this one.
Well,
it's like...
Whisper it to me.
Two little boys had two little toys. Each had a wooden horse. Daily they played each summer's day. Warriors both, of course. One little chap, he had a mishap. Broke up his horse's head. When we grow up, we'll both be soldiers, and our horses will not be toys. Climb up here, Jack, and don't be crying. We can go just as fast with two. Got that all wrong, but the melody was okay.
I don't know. I'm sure you both think to yourselves, who could take the other one? You know, who could take the other one down?
Take his helmet off. If he lets me get my hands in his helmet,
that's it.
I'm in charge.
You're in charge, because it is.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Telepathy is everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what is a magnet? What if something is...
Thank God I had that purple helmet.
Yeah.
Or is it red or purple?
It's grey to begin with.
Yeah.
But then it gets revitalized and becomes purple.
Purple.
Wow. In X-Men First Class.
Well...
What is that moment that resonates with you powerfully about James when you look at this movie? If you've ever seen it. I'm still not convinced.
I think there's a good few scenes that just made me laugh. I mean, like the humor. I thought you did a fantastic drunk.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah. Was that because you were really drinking the Yards of Ale?
I did drink the Yard of Ale.
But I thought drinking the Yard of Ale was supremely impressive.
Yeah. The Return?
Yeah.
I think that the sexiness of his characters comes across so brilliantly.
Thanks.
Not that I'm drawn to that, but it's just something that, like, on Tuesdays, and that really like worked for me in the first, especially that first 30 minutes, where it's just like a kind of espionage adventure story. You know? But I still know. I suppose we're kind of uncomfortable talking about it because it's so true off screen as well.
Yeah.
As you say, it just led to so much.
Every time we touch. The honesty's too much.
What are aspects about yourself that you find comfort in finding in other people?
I think the geekish element. I mean, I definitely feel like I'm a nerd, sort of in so many different ways. But I think it's actually through realizing that you actually have an interest and a passion in something, and that you can actually. I mean, I feel like I've been so lucky that I've found a profession where I can really sort of express that. Yeah, I think that's I definitely feel privileged about that, to actually find something that you really enjoy and have a passion about, and then to be allowed to sort of, you know, have a career out of that.
I think for me it's just people who are open and be able to make the most of your day and kind of like try and have a nice time together, and that's what I kind of respond to. I responded to that in you anyway. Yeah. Darling.
Thanks, darling. Me too.
This is a sweet moment.
It was. It's touching.
It is, yeah.
I'm enjoying
nearly as powerful as the film.
Nearly as powerful as this interview.
Nearly.
Nearly.